Hello guys, this is Daryl with Lee's Lawn Care and Services. Product's going to be Lee's Services because I do more than just lawn care. I have to be very, very flexible out here. How you guys doing? Happy to touch base with you guys. Haven't talked to you guys in a while, man. Hadn't done a video in a while, but hey, we're doing one today. Man, you have to be so flexible, man. I mean, that's how you make it in today's world, man. Being flexible, being able to do other things. You know, it's supposed to be downtime for lawn care, but and what it is for me, I've been doing so many other things. You know, we did 2 fences. We got another fence job I got to do. And these fence jobs are paying really, really nice, man. So if that's, that should be something you guys want to consider doing. You know, some other things. Pressure washing is that's a nice little niche to follow up with what you're doing with your lawn care stuff. You know, house washing too. I mean, all it is a pressure washer on the house, you know, with some use some outdoor bleach. You know, that'll clean a lot of the stuff up. You know, and that's typically what I use if I do a house washing job. And they can pay pretty good too, guys. But lately it's been the fences because after the storm, a lot of people lost their fence. A lot of my customers lost their fence. So I've been doing some fence jobs. You know, there's tons of them that's out there that I could do. But I mean, those fence jobs can be exhausting too. I mean, yes, they pay great, but I mean, from a physical standpoint, you know, sometimes it takes a lot more than you think to deal with the fence. You know, with the auger and the setting the poles and all that. You know, depending on what you're running into when you're going into the ground, you know, there's rock down there that can be very, very difficult at times. So, but I mean, it pays great. You know, it takes us about between 3 and 4 days to do the job. You know, so a lot of the work that I have to put it off until I complete those jobs. And so like I said, we got another fence job we got to do. And what I have to do is get my butt over. That's what I got to do because somebody's getting on the interstate. But I have to estimate it out. They already paid me to cut the old fence up. You know, it's connected to an existing fence because the whole fence is not bad. But there's a good, I would say 70 feet of it that's pretty bad. And so, you know, when how these fence companies are charging, they're charging like $38 a linear foot. You know, so if you do the math, $38 times 70 foot, then that's your price for the fence. You know, that's including materials and everything. You know, so I've been undercutting that a little bit, and I'm still making really good profit on doing these fence jobs. So the moral of the story, man, you know, you have to be very versatile, be very, very flexible to be able to do some things that you probably didn't think you would be able to do. You know, I think about it, you know, when it comes to things in general, and people will say, hey, you know, why wasn't I doing that earlier? Well, I look at it like this, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, you know, and I believe that I believe that God's on our paths, man. He's on all of our paths. And I think he steps in and intervenes when he needs to, you know. And he opens our eyes to so much stuff. And I think that if he gave you everything all at once, then what would you have to strive for? You know, that's kind of my thinking, you know. So if I open a book up and I read the whole book, and, you know, the book may have a sequel, you know, so if the book was good, then, hey, I'm looking for the sequel because I want to know what happens, you know. And that's kind of how it is, you know. These books, they go on and on and on and on, which is the book of life. And the book of life goes on and on and on and on. It just continues to evolve, change, you know. And that's what our lives are. You know, I mean, you got to think about it. Think about how we start out. You know, we are babies and we grow up. We go through different things growing up. And it kind of shapes us into the people that we turn out to be, honestly. You know, and that's kind of what that is, you know. So, yes, I could have got in a fencing company doing fencing a long time ago. But it probably wasn't time for me to do that because my mind probably wasn't as opened up to that. You know, it's levels to everything, in my opinion, you know. And that's just my opinion, you know. Other people do things sooner. Other people do things later. That's just part of it, you know. And I can tell you in the beginning, man, I was just focused on cutting grass and making the grass look as best as I could be, as best as it could be, you know, and being reliable for my customers. You know, whenever they call, I want to be right there for them. So, because I didn't have I don't know how you guys, but I didn't have a big customer base in the beginning when I first started, you know, doing this work. And, you know, so I was like catering to pretty much what they needed. You know, if they needed me there, I was there. You know, it just wasn't a question. And now it's like I have so many customers, it's hard to circle the wagon. But what I do is when I give my word to do something, I typically, about 99% of the time, I'm there. And I'm doing exactly what I said I would do if I put my stamp on it. And that's kind of where I'm at today. It's like, today I just left the customer's house. I saw her yesterday while I was cutting her dad's house, and she said, well, and they've been out of their house because the house was tore up by the storm. So there's another customer I have in that area as well. He's not in his house either. But I go there and I cut his grass and all because his yard is all cleaned up. You know, most of his stuff is gone, and it's, you know, I can cut it. It's serviceable. So in their situation, the husband cuts his own grass. But they, from time to time, ask me to cut the grass, and I don't have an issue with it, as I have to, you know, work it into the schedule, and that's what I typically do, and it typically works out. You know, whenever I'm in the area, I just catch the two, and then I'm out of the area, and I go to another area where I have other customers. So when I was cutting her dad's yesterday, she asked me, she said, when can you come do our house? So I told her, I said, well, I'll check it out today, which yesterday when she asked, I said, I'll check it out today, and we'll go from there. And then she said, yeah, because I really want to get back in my house, and we should be able to get back in our house tomorrow, which is today, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll pass through and we'll go from there. And I told her, I said, well, the last time I was over there, they were, you know, the contractors were putting the house outside, like they had gutted all the walls and did all that, and then, you know, put all the debris and all outside. And I was like, the last time I saw him, they was putting the stuff out. I don't know if I'm have space and all to clean the yard up like you like, you know. She said, oh, it's okay. So long story short, I got over there today, and they're going to be back in their house today because they're working on it. But there's trash everywhere, and I can't cut it. You know, it's just, I have grass everywhere on top of the trash that's everywhere, and it's just not a feasible thing, you know. So we talked, and excuse me, they're gonna give me a call back when the parish comes and picks up all the debris and all. So I was cool with that, you know, and we talked a little bit, and you know, that was that. But the point of the story was I kept my word, you know, because I gave her my word yesterday that I would come there today, check it out. If I can cut it, I will cut it. That type of thing, you know. So if you give your word to somebody, you know, stand by it. You know, don't sit there and tell somebody something and then never show up and never do it. You know. So I might not be able to get to all the stuff that I want to get to, you know, all the time. But if I give somebody my word that I'm going to do something or I'm going to be there, then 99% of the time I'm going to be there. If I say it, I'm coming. You know, and that's how I look at it. You know, I might not be able to do everything all the time, but I do my best to stand by my word. You know, your word is your bond. Your word is your reputation. That's who you are. You know. So that's kind of what that was. Now I drove out here, so yes, you know, I burned some gas coming out here, burned some gas leaving, but you know, in my opinion, it was worth it because I said something and I stood by what I said. You know, now I'm going back down here. I got options. I got to go check out our apartment complex that one of my other customers then bought because she's getting into the real estate business. She's bought a fullplex and she wants me to cut that place for her, and she wants me to cut her grass, but she's selling her house now. So I got to go and look at that. Plus, I got my commercial accounts. I got to do the garden on one of them. So that's going to be a tomorrow thing, the garden, because that takes time. Got to shovel all the stuff out and redo it and then put some fresh stuff in, all that good stuff. So what I might do today is go prep it, go and clean it out and get it ready for what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's what I got to do. But guys, I am super busy. Don't look like I'm going to get too much of a break this season because of the other jobs that I'm getting, defense jobs and stuff like that, which, man, they pay great. They will put your business in the green quick. You know, a couple of them, you know, you're in great shape. It's like usually in January, you know, I don't really typically make a whole lot of money at all. You know, and you base it off last year's money. I put it at the top of my organizer, what I did last year in the month of January, and that's always a goal of mine to do a little bit more. So we typically don't do a whole lot of, it's a whole lot of resting in January. Oh God, I was supposed to get off. I'll turn around and come back. So we typically don't do a whole lot of stuff in January at all. We make some money, but not like that. You know, a couple grand, you know, in January, and February is similar, but we make a little bit more in February than we make in January. And then in March, of course, the money really starts to shoot up. You know, it's like it does a skyrocket thing. You know, it's like the rocket's sitting at the bottom, simmering. You know, it's lit, but it hasn't taken off. And then February, the flame is brighter, but the rocket still hasn't taken off. And then come March, the rocket has taken off. You know, it's blasted off, and the money's starting to pour in again. You know, that type of thing. So that's kind of what it is right now. And then with the flame is bright in January, and it usually is not. And it's bright because of these fence jobs. I'm telling you, like these fence jobs, man, we're making $2 to $3 grand profit on these fence jobs, and man, I am very, very happy about that. And like I said, I have another one. I got to go. I start on that one on Monday, and I got to do this garden this weekend. I got to get this done because they paid for it. So I got to get that done. I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going over there now, and the commercial property is across the street. I'm going to cut that one. And then the other commercial property, I think it's time to cut that one. I'll look at it and see. But I got to shovel out that garden. So that's something I definitely got to do. And if I do that today, then that'll save me for tomorrow. You know, all I have to do tomorrow is just put the mulch in. You know, put the mulch in and be done. And that's what I plan on doing. So that's what's going on with me, guys. I hope you guys are having a great start to the year. You know, this year is starting off really, really promising, you know, and to me, it's not about how you start the year. It's about how you finish off the year. You know, you want to finish off a year strong, you know. You want to get off to a great start if you can, which honestly I am. I'm getting off to a very good start, you know, but I also would like to finish the year strong. So was I able to accomplish some things last year? Yes. We was able to get some new equipment, and we was able to do some stuff, you know, and I blew up my expense sheet because I knew that I was going to spend a lot of money on tools, you know. I knew that. And this year, it's going to be a little different. I got a couple more things to buy, but I'm not going to blow the expense sheet up like I did last year. Like, last year, I knew I was going to operate not at a loss, because it wasn't a loss because I still had a profitable year, but I knew I was going to spend a lot more money because I needed to replace a lot of stuff, you know. And this year, I'm going to replace some stuff this year as well, but I'm not going to blow up the expense sheet in the process, you know. Typically on expense sheet, I just using it for example, I spend about, I want to say between $7 and $8 grand on expenses, you know, per season. That's what I spent. Last year we spent about 15 grand on expenses, and that's high for me. I don't know how you guys are looking at that, but for me that's kind of high on expenses, spending that kind of money, you know. And we still turned a profit. Even with that, we still turned a profit. We didn't turn a profit that we would have liked to have turned, which we did better than the year prior to that as far as dollars went. But still, you know, you don't want to blow up your expense sheet unless you knew it. And I went into last season just accepting that I was going to blow the expense sheet up. But this year I'm not going to spend as much because I don't need to. You know, I got new equipment coming in, as a couple more push mowers I want to get, and I'm going to get that, and I'll be good to go as far as that goes. You know, so we'll do that. My other mowers are old, and it's time for them to go. So I'll phase them out, get the new stuff in, and then I'll use the old stuff for backups in case the new stuff breaks or whatever. So that's where I'm at. But I hope you guys took the time out to analyze what you need to do this year and put that plan into motion, man. And just a word of advice from me: just be flexible. Try to be versatile when it comes to stuff, man. Try to do some other things to go along with your business to help you get through. And, you know, that's what I ask of you. You know, be a little bit more versatile. You know, I got a house that I have to go and clean out. You know, I have to do a bid on that. Get a dumpster out there and clean out a house. I have to give a price for that. So it's a lot of stuff I'm doing, man, that I wouldn't normally do, but I'm doing it. You know, and if I could do it, I know you guys can do it. So I love you guys. You stay blessed. You know, take care of yourselves. Try not to get yourselves in a bind. You know, if it's something that you really can't do, then don't do it. But if it's something that you can do, you know, and, you know, make an attempt to try and do it, you know. And that's what I would say, guys. Take a chance. So love you guys. Take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.